Does your child bombard you with a lot of inquisitive questions? Are you spellbound on some of the questions that comes out of their mouth? Are you fascinated by how their thought process works? Or are you sometimes lost for answers to all of these questions that they ask you? If your answer to any of these questions was an yes, then you're in the right place. Today we are going to be looking at top 10 knowledge books or non-fiction books as they are called that will help your child find answers to a lot of their inquisitive questions to fetch their quest for knowledge. So without further ado, let's jump on. Hi, I'm Gomati and welcome to Little Story Station. If this is your first time, please check out the channel for other videos of book recommendations. I also periodically update and upload videos on how to improve reading skills in your young child. Today, we are going to be looking at top 10 knowledge books that help my child, an 8-year-old, to find answers for a lot of his inquisitive questions. These books are non-fiction books, so they are more knowledge based and gives a lot of answers to their questions as to why the sky is blue, why the sea is salty, or yesterday my son asked me where do seeds come from. So although we resort to Google for a lot of these answers, there are a very good collection of books out there that will help your child find their own answers. And today I am going to be looking at books for children who are independent readers, or you could also read to them. However, these are books for children from 7 to 10-year-old age group, and you could also read to younger children. However, these topics may be a little advanced for a younger mind, I am afraid. But I think some 6-year-olds could also benefit from these books. So without further ado, the first book recommendation on my list is the My Animal Kingdom series of books. So these are books that talks about specific animals, dolphins and lions and panthers, and it talks in very detail at length about the facts, animal facts, and their habitat and how they eat, what they do, what they where they live and all that, with real life pictures, and these are recommended in the Montessori method of learning. They recommend real picture books, real pictures of animals, so that it allows the child to understand what the animals look like and improve their cognitive skills. So My Animal Kingdom is the first series of books in the list. The next set of books that I have are Disney books. These are the wonderful world of knowledge. These books come in a wide range of topics, from planets to atlas of the world, to the Stone Age, to Space Age, to famous people, famous places, you name it, and they have it. And this is published by the Disney publications, and so this talks, we have these pretty little Disney characters like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck all through the book, and so I think this appeals to a 6-7-year-old, and these are real topics of and once again, even in these books you have real pictures of in this one is, for example, the atlas of the world. So you see how there are real atlas maps, and talks about different continents, countries, their cultures, and so on and so forth. So this is a good book that you could read aloud and read along with your child. The second series in my book recommendation today is the Why series by the Miles Kellys, and they have variety of topics that they cover, and this one is on the space topic. And as you see, this is about why does Saturn have rings. And there are plenty of questions about Saturn's which star keeps us warm, when is it night time during the day, why is the sun spotty, are there robots in space, to have probes been to Mars, and so on and so forth. So these books are pretty interesting, and they have a lot of questions that could quest a child's knowledge. So I highly recommend this book, and it is very graphic and helps your child imagine as they read along and read answers to their questions and find answers to their questions. The next one on my list are the Om series of books, and these I picked up in the book fair, the Chennai book fair that happens every year. And last year I bumped into these set of books, and I really loved it. There are about 20 books in this series, and these are the how, what, why and when, and they are color coded, as you can see, on each of these topics, and they range from a variety of topics like plants, earth and life, human life, nature and discoveries, dinosaurs, and so these books are very detailed and also graphical, and so your child can find answers to their questions. They are very simple and written in very simple language, and helps your child get hooked to the book as they read through and find their answers. The next on my list are once again Miles Kelly's publishing, and these are the why books. And these are the why questions that our children ask us. Why the sky is blue, why the sea is salty, why the sun is round, why the earth is round. And as you can see, this one is why, and why do tornadoes spin. And I have why did knights wear a heavy armor, why do astronauts float in space, why did dinosaurs lay eggs, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, these topics are a wide range of their why questions, and these are again very graphical and well illustrated and supplemented by very big letters. Some of these early readers like to have big letters on their pages. So these are well spaced and written very well, and yeah, my son loves this series of books. Next on my list is I Wonder Why. The series, once again, like the Miles Kelly series I just showed you, talks about various other questions. This one is like snakes, why do snakes shed their skin, and other questions about reptiles. And they have books covering a variety of topics like the dinosaurs, plants, animals, life on earth, human body, anatomy, and so on and so forth. And needless to say, they are graphical as well, and pretty big letters on each of the pages, and yeah, you sure won't go wrong if you picked up these books. The next set of books in my recommendation are going to be catering to a much serious age group, much serious readers, so to say. From the age between 9 to 11 and 12, because these books are pretty voluminous and very detailed on the topic. So the series that I am talking about is the Wild World of Animals, and this is the Kingfisher Tell Me About series. And as you can see, they have wide variety of topics, as always on the other series that I showed. This one is about rainforest and the animals and birds in the rainforest. These are also real pictures and very beautiful illustrations. and talks about in detail about the topics. And as you can see, these are very filled with a lot of information. So young children may get easily bored, although the illustrations are pretty attractive, but they may wander off. So it's a good idea to offer this series to a 9 or 10-year-old. The next on my list is pretty intense, because I found myself that these topics were pretty detailed and intense. These are the You Wouldn't Want to series of books, and talks about very unique topics, like you wouldn't want to live without toilets, you wouldn't want to be a Shakespearean actor. So talks about in detail about a lot of questions that these children may have. Like this one talks about how toilets evolved, how toilets came to be, and what were the problems that human beings faced before the invention of toilets, and what they did, how we evolved to the modern day toilets. And talks about the Roman, the Greek culture, and what the royals did and all that. So these are, like I said, pretty intense, may not interest children under 10. Maybe this can be offered to 11-12-year-old, I think. The next set of books are the DK publication books, and these are the eyewitness books. Once again, these are very intense, and even the prints are very minute and tiny. So this will be a good read for somebody who wants to dive deep into the topic, a 14-15-year-old who wants to know more about it, write a research project about the topic, and then you could go to these eyewitness series of books. The last one on my list are a little funny set of books, again for children over 10 years of age, and these are by Michelle Simons, and they have a variety of books in the series, like how to avoid a wombats bum, or why don't you smell when you're sleeping, how much poop does an elephant do, how does a earwax taste, and so on and so forth. Some of these book topics are little gross, however the inside of it is very elaborate, and has a lot of questions, inquisitive answers to their inquisitive questions, and they are very well written and arranged. And as you can see, there are less and less illustrations, so this will appeal to 14-15-year-old young adults. So yeah, so I think that will be a good choice for a 14-15-year-old. Well, with that, I think I covered 10 different series of knowledge books that you could offer to your child to find answers for their quest for knowledge. I hope you enjoyed understanding about and finding about these wide variety of books. Before my son started asking these questions, I would Google them sometimes, and sometimes I would make up my own answers. However, then I realized that he need to be presented with real answers for all of his questions, and then I started finding these books as I did more research. And I hope you also benefit from these books. Before I did that research, I didn't know that there were so many varieties of books, knowledge books that were available out there. So I hope you also benefit from this episode today. If you found today's episode useful and you think another friend of you may find it useful, please share it with them. And if you are not a subscriber of Little Story Station yet, please subscribe to the channel and encourage us to make more of such videos. With that, we come to the end of this episode. I'll meet you with another set of book recommendations. Until then, take care and read a lot of books for your children. Bye.